Wonder, Marc Lore's food delivery startup, Chris, once known for its fleet of kitchens on wheels, said it has acquired the media company Tastemade. According to the Wall Street Journal, the purchase price was around $90 million. Man, I want Marc Lore money. How do I get Marc Lore money, Chris? How do we do it? Because it sounds amazing. Timberwolves,
Got to
Tastemade,
know
you
how to
just
sell
buy
to the
whatever.
trends, and
I
sell to the
guess you just
trends. Yep.
buy whatever you want. Okay,
Sell
well, according
promise.
according to people familiar with the transaction here, the deal is also the latest step in Wonder's effort to create a mealtime super app encompassing elements such as takeout, delivery, meal kits, and now an international production company, content studio, and advertising business. Wonder in 2023 put the kibosh on its plan to build a nationwide fleet of kitchens and vans that cooked hot curbside meals, shifting to a less costly model. Its flagship business now offers pickup, delivery, and dine in from multiple restaurant brands, prepping dishes in a large central kitchen and cooking them to order at 38 restaurant locations. It also acquired the meal kit brand Blue Apron in 2023 and the food delivery startup Grubhub in 2024. The acquisition means viewers who want to watch a famous chef make her signature pasta on a Tastemade streaming channel, for example, may soon be able to easily order the dish to their door through Wonder, Grubhub, or Blue Apron, Tastemade co-founder and CEO Larry Fitzgibbon said. Chris, does Wonder's Tastemade acquisition make you more or less inclined to buy into Wonder's super app for mealtime positioning?
Oh man, the super app positioning? No. But I want to explain that, Ann, and I'm dying to hear what you
Okay.
think too. But so
Yeah,
first of all, the valuation for Wonder is out of control. I mean, 3.5 billion, I think they
I
said in
know.
2022 is the last valuation. If memory serves, and don't quote me on this, but I feel like Walmart acquired Jet for 3.6 billion, if I'm not mistaken. It was something like around that. So so
Uh,
this is like nuts. It's out of control. But I gotta tell you, Ann, I don't know, maybe I hit myself on the head last night as I was getting out of the shower or something, but I kind of more and more like what he's trying to do here. But instead of the super app for mealtime, my handle would be like a personalized on-demand chef for anyone that wants one. That's really,
mhm.
I think, what hooks me here.
I love
The
that.
super app
Yeah.
for mealtime, I just don't get that. I'm like, what is that? But if you give me a personalized chef for everyone, if anyone in the world can have a personalized chef, that's cool. Um, and Lori, like I mentioned earlier at the show, he's hitting on all the trends here. He's hitting on food as medicine, the inspirational social commerce and conversational commerce angles as well. So, you know, and my one question with this though is how in the world does anyone ever make money with that idea? Like the logistics of it seem just impossible to line up all the ingredients to be everyone's chef on demand. But maybe there's like a middle ground here, an in-between position that Wonder's trying to go for that I just don't understand yet. And so but just on the pure audacity side of venture capital, going after something big and bold for an idea that has a hook and could work. I think for that reason, I think it's a great idea and I actually like it. And I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know if I have a fever. I'm having a fever dream. I don't know, but I actually like something that Marc Lore is doing. Now, I think people need to be cognizant of just how big they need to get behind this idea, which he's very good at
Right.
doing. But fundamentally, as a concept, I like it in principle.
Okay, but I love your concept of like democratizing personal chefs for all people. But Chris, like if you had a personal chef, what is the beauty of having that personal chef? Like
The
you
beauty
can
the beauty of it is like all the ingredients that and again, there's gonna have to be a high willingness to pay for this too. But the beauty of it is that the beauty of it is like, if you have dietary restrictions or
Yep.
whatever you're in the mood for, you can go on the
Yep.
app, you can actually just look through your social media feed and with AI, it should over time be able to understand all those things. So it can serve me up like 10 things I find inspiring for dinner. Boom, click it. I want it. Here it comes to my house.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, what you're getting to, and the question that I was asking you is really you have choice because right now, when you get home and you want something to eat, you either have the option of making it, ordering all the ingredients, or going to the store to get all the ingredients, or door dashing something. And,
Yep.
you're getting the best case scenario. And so, what I actually really like about this is that when you look at all the pieces that Lori's bringing together here, he's
Yep.
bringing in the more opportunity and choice for the consumer. I think
Yep.
it still plays on
Yep.
Gen Z, especially their willingness to like DoorDash anything. They'll DoorDash food instead of making it. But instead of worrying of paying the fees to have that meal prepared, you could also potentially be like, you know what? I'm in the mood for tacos tonight, and you can do Blue Apron to your house in no time at all. And maybe that's a little bit less than ordering prepared tacos from your local taco restaurant. Like I think it's giving people a little bit of an ability to lever
You
up,
could still
like.
cook it, you're saying, if you wanted to.
Exactly,
Yeah, right.
exactly. So I think that's the smart thing here. Or, you're getting inspired by, like you said, watching a cooking video and you want to do that thing. Do you want to make it yourself that night, or do you want it to come prepared for you? Like, I think
Mm-hmm.
it's taking all of those
Cost trade-offs,
things
all that. Yeah.
exactly that you cannot do right now. And that's where it's like, if we're using the term super app, I think that's where the beauty of this is. Not that it's going to be like solving all of your problems and you only have one app that you're like, it's not Alibaba or something in China. It's really just, how do you figure out how to give people the most cost benefit and convenience benefit here to get what they want in a shorter amount of time that Blue Apron couldn't do on their own, Grubhub can't do on their own.
Yep.
And now, finally, you have an advertising platform where all of these brands now can potentially come in to help maybe even subsidize some of those delivery fees. Like that, all of this money is being fueled into this organization to, again, continue to provide maybe more opportunities now for consumers to get this at a lower price. Like you watch the full video or the full ad,
Yep.
like we do on YouTube, and then you get $5 off at the end, your delivery, or you get free delivery. Like there's so many levers here that I think Marc Lore is very smartly positioning for the next generation of food consumption and ordering. So that's where I think the magic really, really comes into play here.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, you're bringing up some good points. The devil's, of course, in the details of, can you actually make this work at
Oh
profit,
God.
right? Like assembling all those ingredients and getting them to be able to do this, it just seems like impossible to me without, charging just a hell of a lot of money. But I don't know, maybe. But I think the point you're bringing up, though, is really interesting. Is like, it is a universal point of friction. Food, and what we eat is constrained by what we have available and what we know how to do. And so this is eliminating that point of friction in people's lives potentially as a concept, because it gives you choice. And what does Bezos always say? Choice is one of the universal truths of the human psyche. And so I think you're hitting on it, Ann. I think, yeah. So we both like this. I was kind of surprised that you're kind of in on this too. So that's fascinating.
Well, at this point in time, like if Marc Lore is going to do it, I need to learn a thing or two. He needs to write a book so we can all learn how to just like open our mouths and no words come out and people just start throwing money at us. This is I need to figure out how I can make a career out of that. So I'll follow Marc until this.
Yeah. Until we find out what happens, we'll probably follow him on the next one too. It's an interesting pivot though, too. Like, they start out with the food trucks and we were always like, how's that going to scale? You can't scale that. You can't have food trucks everywhere. That's just not economical because you need one everywhere you go. But, if they can find a centralized kitchen, and figure this out, I don't know. Greater men than you and I, greater men and women and everyone else than you and I have probably more experience on the cloud kitchen aspect of this, Ann. But God, it's audacious.